Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have another Sunday preview, and it is the one that we've been waiting for, I think. Well, there's, some really interesting things in here, let's say, but it is a big 40k preview. So let's focus in on that and don't be too disheartened about everything else that's here. But just before we get into the exciting stuff, let's do the admin. This is the Sunday preview for the 5th of October, which means everything shown off in this article is going up for pre-order on Saturday the 11th of October and being released on Saturday the 25th of October. With the dates out of the way, how about we take a look? Because finally, the Iron Hands captain, Canok Var, is getting his release. He is coming out on his own. He is in Terminator armor. I quite like the design of his Terminator armor. This reimagined Terminator characters that they've done. I believe that Var is a new character, but the reimagined style with all of these cool armors, with little subtle nods to the Heresy era, I think they've done really well. He has his power stick. It's a stick, it's a big iron bar, isn't it? And then all of the extra little servitors and things. I think that they've captured something really cool and unique about him. It's a power maul. I mean, it's just a big stick, isn't it? He's bringing his beat stick. But nice model, not a chapter I would ever consider doing anything with, but it's a really nice model. Maybe I could kit bash it into something else. And obviously with him, as we have seen with all of the new Space Marine characters, or chapter characters, the Iron Hands Combat Patrol, which doesn't feature him, but it does come with, looks like 5 intercessors, 5 heavy... No, it's not. That's completely wrong. I'm telling you lies. It's 10 heavy intercessors. They just look really small. 2 Fire Strike servo turrets, because they're incredible, and Tech Marine. I don't even know if a Tech Marine can run with heavy intercessors, actually. I don't believe Tech Marines are in Gravis armor. I think they're just in tactical armor. It's an odd combat patrol. It is a real odd combat patrol, and as we found out with the previous combat patrols, this will be a single run product, so if you for some reason do want it, and there's an argument to be made, if you really need a tech priest and you really need 10 heavy intercessors, there's an argument, but this was by far the worst combat patrol. But at least it's coming up for pre-order, we're getting it out of the way before Christmas. Then the really exciting one, which I still don't think is a great combat patrol, but Combat Patrol White Scars with the Khan on the grav bike, and you can just see the difference between the incredible grav bike design and the nonsense that is the Outriders. It also comes with 5 intercessors and an impulsor. Which, alright, it's the only dedicated transport you can take that will carry Space Marines these days, or the Space Marines that you're probably going to run these days. But it's just a crap design. If it wasn't a hover pickup, it wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I'd need to kit bash the hell out of it to make it acceptable. But, each to their own. There'll be people that like it. I'm just not a big lover of this Gravis stuff. But Suboden Khan is an incredible model, and to be honest, if you were looking to start White Scars, this might not be the worst way to do it, because you put your foot-slogging Space Marines into the transport, sling them up the board, then you've got the fast attacks. I really do hope Suboden Khan can join in with the Outriders, even though they're not on grav bikes, but I would love to see this grav bike push fit nonsense got rid of and we get actual grav bikes. Now they've designed grav bikes, they should all be on grav bikes. Again, it's not really a thrilling combat patrol. The only thing I'd want in here is Suboden Khan, and I will probably wait for his individual release, because we do know in the next however long he will be coming. But he is the, I want to say, chapter master for the White Scars. He's going to have some fun rules. He isn't an actual character right now because they don't have anybody on a bike for some reason, but I'm expecting good things from this guy, and just as a model it is fantastic. His grav bike is named Thunder. That's very original too. So, on theme there. But it's a great pose. I just think he looks great, and I could use him for Space Wolves. With very minimal kit bashing, I could do something cool in Space Wolfie with him, which is great. And as with all these releases, Iron Hands dice and White Scars dice. Quite like the White Scars dice. I don't mind the Iron Hands dice. I think the White Scars dice look pretty cool, but I am a big fan of the David Bowie Aladdin Sane look, and that's what it reminds me of, so. The not anniversary miniature captain with jump pack and relic shield, obviously the chainsword and the thunder hammer, whichever flavour you want to go with. He's going up for pre-order as well, so that does actually line up with the 25th, which is Warhammer Day. We're expecting reveal shows for then, Obviously this guy is going to be a stock item moving forward, but if you do want him first, it might be a good idea to pre-order him. Price, he's probably going to be the same as the current Captain with the Jump Pack, but a nice model. Not one that I would use because he is so standard Space Marine, and all of my Space Wolves have been kit bashed to be very different. I couldn't do much with this, whereas the character or the model I've used for my Space Wolf with the Jump Pack he definitely fits the Space Wolf vibe after what I've kit bashed him with. Whereas this, while it's nice, I couldn't use it, but I think this is going to be quite a popular model. I quite like the pose. I think they did really well with it. Combat Patrol Harlequins, we've talked about this one previously. Apparently this one isn't too bad. I like the mix of flyers. There probably isn't a huge amount of Harlequin units, but you get your 6 players of a Harlequin troop. You get a nimble Starweaver, 2 agile Skyweaver jet bikes, and a deadly Void Weaver, and a lethal Solitaire. That one there. I really like the Solitaire model. Not a bad Combat Patrol, not a huge amount of units, but there's going to be a lot of devastation with the faster jet bikes and things, and they're going to be quite tricky to pin down as a single unit, I think. So, good stuff. I think that this is going to be quite popular as well. This shouldn't be a single run, but at the minute with their Combat Patrols, I don't know what they're doing. But still, not bad. So no reference to the Dark Warden, I want to say, the actual official Warhammer Day special miniature, commemorative miniature. He's obviously just going to be available on the day store purchase thing. So keep an eye out for the Slaves to Darkness Exalted Hero if you want him, but you're not going to be able to pre-order him from Saturday, sadly. But he is coming soon. He'll be releasing at the end of this month, so if you want him, keep an eye. Moving over to the officially licensed products, and it's time for Christmas nonsense. Red Gobbo fridge magnet, plushie, of course. Do you want some what's the squig called? He's gone completely out my brain, but squig slippers, they're quite fun. I quite like those, not gonna lie. And then a bauble. There is a special desk mat with all kinds of Sigmar-y Gloomspike Git stuff going on, and a couple of tree decorations. Star of Chaos, obviously a very important one, and then an inquisitorial servo scroll. Quite a nice plasma pistol keychain, a normal melter rifle keychain, and then Inquisitor servo scroll. Blood Angels and Dark Angels, I want to say. Purity Seals to continue collection or whatever. They do these every Christmas for different chapters. And then some other magnets by the looks of it, Stormcast, and then inquisitorial stuff. It's fine. Doesn't really excite me. I mean, I quite like the idea of having a plasma pistol as a keyring or on something, but they're fine. I mean, as a joke, I might buy the Chaos Star, but it depends how expensive they are. The licensed stuff is usually quite expensive, but not terrible. Christmas jumpers, not terrible. In all honesty, the Mortal Realms Soulblight Gravelords pattern with dragons and blood, and it looks okay. And they kind of might have me with a Space Wolf one. And I'm not a fan of Christmas. You may have gathered from my comments so far in this video. I don't think I mind that Space Wolf's Christmas jumper. It's bad. You know you've fallen too far into a chapter when you would consider wearing a Christmas jumper with their logo on. You know how bad it is when that happens, right? But obviously Christmas is coming, and this stuff has got to be on the shelf soon. So Christmas boxes, the big Battle Force boxes, they have to be revealed soon. Maybe this week? We'll see. Black Library Drop Site Massacre by John French is coming. This is coming in paperback, ebook, and audio book. This one is focusing on Isfan 3, because John French is pretty good, so yeah, just let me know if you're interested, if there's any excitement for this one, because it could be quite an interesting one. We have the Spear of Ultramar going on audiobook. That's by David Annandale, it's a heresy one. Focuses on Gulliman during the Ruinstorm in the Chachera system, so very Ultramarines focused. This one is available to pre-order on the 10th of October and will release on the 17th of October, so slightly different dates there. Dreadwing by David Geimer is apparently a follow-up, Dark Angels focused, obviously, because it's Dreadwing. Again, another audiobook, and is on the same dates, pre-order from the 10th of October and will release on the 17th of October. So that is going up for pre-order, both of those on Friday coming and releasing the Friday after. Deathwilder by Victoria Hayward is coming in paperback and ebook in German. I've heard good things about this one. Might be a good little guard book if you're wanting some Katachan goodness. And then we're over to Warhammer TV Plus. This week we have Sigmar's Toll Episode 3. It says Sigmar's Toll continues with its exciting third episode. So does that mean it's more than a 3-episode series? Because they've been doing a lot of 3-episode series, and they have a lot of work to do for Sigmar's Toll for me. The second episode did not excite me at all. The reuse of the 4th edition trailer, really annoyed me. If I'm honest, that's not what I paid my Warhammer Plus for. So yeah, I hope that this picks up. I hope that this continues and lives up to what it could be, rather than just failing like a lot of this stuff has on Warhammer Plus. But we'll see. I'm glad that the next episode is coming out, and I hope that it isn't the final episode, because it doesn't say that it's the final episode. But obviously this is a WarCom article, and it's not always fully correct. There's also an Arena of Death, which is focusing on dream teams of heroes of the 4 Grand Alliances, so very Sigmar focused. We have a Tale of 4 Painters, which is the Heresy themes, one of the Heresy theme series that they're doing. And then finally, Lawmasters pays homage to the King of Kings, Terror of the Living, Lord of the Earth, Monarch of the Sky, and 100 other titles, Cetra the Imperishable. It's a very old world and Tomb King focused. And then there's some names on the screen there. You've won something. 10 years of Age of Sigmar competition that I didn't know what was going on. But congratulations. No mention of WarCom for next week, so what have we got? We will probably get rules for both of the new Space Marine characters. We should get Combat Patrol rules for White Scars and Iron Hands, not Imperial Fists. Iron Hands as well. We will have a look at those, that's the plan. I'm really interested to see what they do with the White Scars one, because that could be quite a tricky Combat Patrol, but I don't think it's bad. It's not the best, but I don't think it's bad. And that's probably it. Potentially rules for the Combat Patrol for the Harlequins as well, if they're not already out. I haven't checked recently on the download section, but if not, that will be coming. Oh, it does say there, this product is available while stocks last. Not good. Why are Combat Patrols single run items? That's a piss poor marketing and production decision, honestly. Not good. Not good at all. It does say it for the White Scars, and it does say it for the Iron Hands as well, so at least they're being honest. But why? Why bother doing these Combat Patrols then? And especially, why do these Combat Patrols if they're a single run thing and you're locking the new character in it? Because for White Scars players, there is nothing in here that they're ever going to want to pick up another model of, or another copy of. That's annoying. That's really annoying. And because of that, because of how they've bundled Sabodin Khan, he would be my pick of the preview. But he can't be. So my pick of the preview is actually going to be, weirdly, the slippers. Because why not? It's nearly Christmas. God, I hate that it's nearly Christmas and we've just started October. Let me know what stands out for you in the comments. Is there anything that you're going to be looking to pick up? Maybe you're wanting to start White Scars or Iron Hands and these boxes have piqued your interest, or maybe you want to pick up the Iron Hands new named character. Obviously anything that comes out, not lore stuff, but rules wise, anything that comes out for these characters and the 3 Combat Patrols that we see here we will cover, as well as any reveals and anything else interesting that comes up on WarCom over the next week. I have a couple of reviews to do, hopefully they'll be appearing tomorrow. I've got the new Horus Heresy Journal Tactica Volume 2, very focused on Saturnine, so we'll take a look at that. I also have the Middle Earth Journal for the War of the Rohirrim, which is looking pretty good. So we'll go over those next week as well, and anything else that takes my fancy. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, all the usual YouTubey stuff. The support is continuously incredible. Thank you all for being here. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.